Hello, I'm Appa. Today we'll be playing more. Sorry, not more. This is the first ever Timur Cube deck. Yeah, Timur Cube draft I'm going to be making. Um, I still don't know how many I'm going to play, but yeah. Timur are one of my core combinations I really like. So here in this cube, there seems to be a lot of different archetypes, even though there are only 3 different decks. Library of Alexandria keeps us open, it's good in several decks. Keep in mind, in this cube there is no power, so playing Library turn 1, even though it's a bit slow, it doesn't really set you that far behind. This one I don't remember exactly what it does. Okay, yeah, it's fine. Other cards here I would take are Tinker, maybe fast bond? I don't know. I should look at how many good wheels there are. I'm not sure. I'm going to do this here. Yeah. Crop rotation is interesting, but here we have a Jace the Mind Sculptor, which is one of the best planeswalkers ever. Let's see if we are against someone we know of. Not really. So, yeah, there are some weird cards in this cube I found. Cards like Yugi Metal Coating, you would expect to see the card that kills or that stops artifacts. It isn't there, so maybe it's just to make permanent artifacts and then destroy them with things like disenchants and such. Crop rotation, again, I'm not so sure. Maybe we can fetch the library, but this is card disadvantage, so then enabling the library is kind of difficult. Just going to go for Jace. See what we have now. Okay, so we have here several good cards. Again, there is Expedition Map. I'm not so sure about what you could be fetching. There is Green Monolith. It's a great piece of ramp. I love Time Spiral. There are a couple of temples, which are not the best fixers. Remember, there are only 3 colors in the cube, so having fixing should be easier. I think I'm going to go for the Monolith. Again, keeps us open. Here we have the Islet. Misty Rainforest, which is great. Uro is also pretty good. Plus Unsafe works well with Monolith. I'm just going to go for the fetch. Yeah, fetches leaves us more open to more colors. Let's see, Dark Faden. I don't remember exactly if there are signets. Let me check. I have this here. The cube list. Yeah, the signets are in the cube, so maybe we can steal that. Otherwise, Cyclonic Rift, Dark Faden. Not so sure. Maybe it's just Cyclonic Rift. It's a great card to just wrath the board. I'm feeling a bit big blue. That would be a pretty nice archetype to start with things off. Okay, just waiting our other players to pick their cards. So here we are actually pretty open. If we see blue Supercut or what we're trying to do Supercut, we can just fall back into a different deck. But here we have Academy could be fine. Thassa's Oracle, I like it if we can find a combo with it. And Evacuation is another Cyclonic Rift. I love Electrolyze, one of my favorite cards. Then the other cards are kind of hit or miss. Intuition, there is no Reanimator archetype, so I'm not really sure what we are doing with this. So maybe Electrolyze I like more. Just a clean, maybe 2 or 3 for 1. Mox Opal is not really that great. It's a great card to cast. Ooh, Treachery. Treachery looks really nice. In this cube seems to be more about creatures. Nice earlier. There are probably all the blasts, the Hydroblasts and the Pyroblasts. So since our color, we don't have anything to do with that. Mirror Battlesphere is fine. Ooh, Alt Art for Life from the Loam. I love this Nisa. Maybe it's the first counterspell. Thassa's intervention is pretty useful. You're gonna either cycle it or counter something. So let's see, Spellseeker can fetch both Cyclone Rift and Thassa's intervention, so that makes it really nice. We can try to find some other cheap cantrip to find, just in case. Yeah, I don't really care about crop rotation, groundswell, regrowth. Essence capture might be fine. Just going to pick that. Glowstone Curio is okay. Survival, Windfall. Probably don't need that. Yeah, I'm just going to pick the temple just in case. Okay, so here this is an interesting. Okay, I don't really care about the way, so it's Cloud of Fairies or Blessings. I think we are on Blessings here. Okay, blue seems to be pretty open. These two are pretty similar. I like Mythos more because it's a sorcery. Wow, blue is super open, incredible. Sadly, intuition is not that great if you're not storming off, like finding things like Yogmo's Will or something. And Yogmo's Will is not in Timur, so go figure. So here there are a couple of interesting ones. Palinchron, if we find High Tide, might be good. Ponder is always just solid. Okay. Yes. Thinking the Ice is another solid card. I think in Ponder. Maybe Mindslaver. Yeah, I'm going to go for Mindslaver. We don't have the lock with Mindslaver, but it's a great win condition. Okay, this can copy instant or sorceries. We can copy Mythos. Does that do anything? Not really. I love Wilderness Wreck. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a lot of instances. Maybe it's Wilderness Reclamation. Or maybe Spencer try to wield Wilderness. That would be awesome. Yeah, I like that idea. Just pick the other instant, try to wield the Wilderness. That would be fine. So here we have a couple of good counterspells and Vendilion Click. Interesting. This cube seems to be pretty interesting. Similar to Vintage Cube in a way, and not really in another way. So I'm feeling Vendilion Click, just go all in Flash. Mouse of the Mind. This is interesting. Wasteland could be useful. Chrome Mox, not really. 1000-Year Storm. Not so sure. So time is ticking. Muldrifter is a good value play, just never dead. The 1000-Year Storm might be a good win condition though. I'm going to pick Muldrifter, go full grid. Oh, I love Seed Oracle, one of my favorite cards. Okay, this can cascade through your deck basically. Why there is Field of Rain in this deck? Let me check. Library, Gaia's Cradle, Field of Ruin, Field of the Dead 2, Castles, Nykthos, Maze of Ith. There are a couple of utility lands, but not that many, so it's either Fire Ice or Unsubstantiate. I think I like Fire Ice more. Yeah, I'm not feeling Pact of Negation. So, sorry, show and tell, not really. Talrand, we are mostly instance of sorceries. The other option is something like Goblin Necromancer. I'm not so sure about these two. Talrand might be good in the sideboard, I guess. Still have a lot of playables. I don't care about most of these cards. This is Flash. Good tech against control at least. Nexus of Fate. Yes, I love Nexus of Fate. I think we're going to try to go for the Wilderness Wreck. No, someone took it. Why? Why do you do this to me? Okay, so it's their Frost Titan. Already have a lot of 5 drops, maybe it's just thing in the eyes. But we don't have enough cantrips to make that work. How about Control Magic? Have Treachery, Control Magic. Bit of a number with Evacuation. Just the early drop. In doubt. Oh, Wilderness Reclamation, yeah! I thought it was in the previous pack. Awesome. Yes, we have all the combos for it, and otherwise we could pick like a Serum Visions, but yeah, I'm going to go full grid here. Trickbind is okay. Flusterstorm, good tech. So it's between Ionize and Negate. Just Negate, I guess. Brain Freeze is a good win condition too. Made in the sideboard. So we have a lot of playables. We don't have enough fixing though. But we have a whole pack and we already have like 21 playables. So we should be fine. So combos with Wilderness Wreck are Nexus of Faith and Blue Sun Zenith. Thassa's Iteration on a lower tier there, but Field of Ruin, useful in the sideboard. Here, okay, so I think I'm going to pick the Electromancer. We are kind of somewhat maybe comboing off here. I don't know. Mindful Cross, great card for things like Infect. Not that great without Infect, and as a matter of fact, in this cube there is no Infect, so I'm not really sure why this is here. And maybe we are going to die to that during the games, because we don't have that many anti-aggro, but maybe we don't. So here we want to play something that can find the Wilderness Wreck if possible. Breeding Pool is good, and more instants too. I love Animatosaury, but kind of Mind's Desire, basically. Yeah, basically a Mind's Desire, but more expensive and without Storm. So here, I think I'm going to pick the counterspell. It's a bit better than the fixing. We need the first counterspells. So here we have a lot of great cards for us. We have Snapcaster, Sublime Epiphany, Factor Fiction, Brazen Borrower, and on a lower scale, Spiral of Canal. Maybe we have a lot of high impact cards. Maybe just one more card draw. Snapcaster isn't that great when your spells are a bit expensiver. Ugh, whatever. Yeah. Maybe Factor Fiction. No, maybe Brazen Borrower just to have more anti-aggro on a way and ways to use your mana at instant speed. This is basically two spells that you can hold mana up and do something productive. So works really well with our draw go kind of a strategy here. Evacuation is nice because it's an instant. Drifter is a bit worse, but you can cast it for 3. This is a 2. This is basically a 3. Yeah, Treachery is sorcery, but you can just untap. Mythos might be something to put in the sideboard. This can copy anything, right? So we can copy the Wilderness Wreck. Nice combo. Now we want something that can find our things. Mostly Wilderness Reclamation. That would be awesome. Mind's Desire, I love. Upheaval, not really. Expansion Explosion might be fine. Okay. So I don't think we are Mind's Desiring here. Thran Dynamo doesn't really do that much. I mean, it works with Resonance Zenith and Nexus. Upheaval is kind of a... Yeah, I think the best card in our deck is this one, which is pretty good if we can cast it. It's kind of a Blue Sun Zenith. Ketra Triumph, this is the Timur Tabland. I think we are going to pick that. Yeah, we can fetch it with the Misty. Time Twister could be useful, but I really want the fixing here. Gamble, I love. Gamble can find the Wilderness Wreck. Can also just put it in the graveyard and we end up crying there. Then there is like Mindstone for ramp. To go for the ramp, I think. We don't have that many acceleration. Playing Mindstone 2, playing Wilderness on 3, and then holding up Benzor. That could be a good line to play. Then we have Brain Freeze, which we could play, but we already have win conditions in Nexus of Fate, Blast and Zenith, and Expansion Explosion. Taiga helps with the mana a bit. There is Baral. Herbit is kind of a combo with Wilderness, but not really. So Taiga helps the Misty find and tap red. There is also Cross and Grip. We don't have that many interaction with enchantments, but we have so many playables. I'm going to pick the land. I'm going to stick to my guns here. Like Electrolyze, we can kind of play that. Forbid is a great way of just countering everything our opponent plays. There's Sower of Temptation, which I also love, but we are not playing that many creatures, so them having like a bolt or something can be really bad for us. Rootbone Crag or like Sweltering Suns for the sideboard. So I'm going to pick the land, yeah. We end up playing like all islands after this, basically. The Rootbone Crag is going to enter tapped most of the time, but whatever. We would have loved to have like High Tide in this deck. Okay, so Area of Flame is an interesting win condition if we need that. The rest are... Oh, Ancient Grudge. Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to go for the Ancient Grudge. Great saver card. So, Sublime Epiphany or Spire Bluff Canal. Epiphany is a good card, don't get me wrong. No, land, sorry. Yeah, I think we are going to have more or less this deck. We have 24 playables, we just need to cut one. Mind's Desire. Bonfire is pretty interesting. Again, for the sideboard mostly. Chance's Ultimatum doesn't really work with our deck. neither side. Grape shot. Yeah, let's pick this. Maybe we play. I don't really like Sky Diamond. We needed like 1 mana acceleration or setting up, which we saw a couple and we passed them, sadly. Yeah, Goblin Dank Dwellers, useful. Baral might be playable. And Crucible, of course. We can Crucibles, Field of Ruin or Blast Zone, which I guess it's something. Okay, so we have 26. Let's see. This is instant. Okay. This is okay. Let me read the creep card for the love of God. Yeah, instant or sorcery. So we have not that many. I'm going to put it in the sideboard. We don't have ponders and all that, so yeah, we have a lot of instant sorceries, but they cost like 7, you know. Then we have Expansion Explosion, which expansion can be useful. Fire Ice is good interaction. So yeah, I think we have a deck. It's basically Wilderness Reclamation, very important for our deck. Otherwise, we can just play the draw strategy with Vendilion Click and Brazen Borrower, try to win with Mindslaver. We need to cut something else. This can be put there. Spellseeker fetches Thassa's Intervention, Cyclonic Rift. I think it fetches Expansion Explosion, but I'm not 100% certain of that. This... Okay, so this might be just sideboard or opponents that play a lot of instants, like counter spells and all that. Otherwise, it's just a 3-4 flash, basically. Then we have Evacuation. We don't have any combos with Evacuation, like you could have like Archaeomancer, Evacuate, play the Archaeomancer, get back Evacuation. We don't have that. We need to do another cut. It's an interesting position. All these cards are great. I'm thinking Electrolytes or Evacuation. So this way we have mostly mono blue. Yeah. Then we just play all the lands and don't add any basic. Yeah. Now we have all of these 14 sources of blue. Green we have 5, which is kind of not that high. And for red we have 5 also. I think that's correct though. I mean, we are going to be casting this when we are winning, like we have a lot of mana for Wilderness Reclamation, or because it's late in the game. This is another fireball that could be useful. The thing is, it's a sorcery, so I don't really like it. Goblin Dark Dwellers doesn't really work with our counter spells. Yeah, we have like a couple of good cyber options for control or for aggro. And we should be somewhat well set up for combo since we have so much counter spells. So yeah, let's go with that. See you in the games. Alrighty, game number 1. So we have our Wilderness Reclamation, we have good ramp, and we have Moderator for card draw. I think I'm going to keep. Probably just fetch the Triumph turn 1. So a card we didn't see was like Force of Will or Force of Negation. Right there it is in the cube, but we didn't see it. So there is Trick Bind in the cube, so I'm going to just fetch it now. I don't want to get my land Trick Binded. And depending on how they play, I'm going to play a monolith or a mindstone. We're just a monolith, so we have, unless we draw a land. If we draw a land, we can just play the mindstone and have the Jace open. Hex Drinker. Okay. I'm probably going to play that. Oh, wow. That was lucky. That was really lucky from them. Okay, so we have Fire Ice and kill these two. Oh, yes. Baby! That's awesome. Yum, yum. Yeah, Hex Trigger is an issue otherwise. We still need to draw lands, but we can play Mindstone or Monolith into Muldrifter. Try to find them lands. Oh, and we bricked their base cradle. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. We can also just Jace. We are going to have one extra mana, and then if we find a land, we can play the Mindstone. Oh! Oh no, what do they have now? Incubation Druid, okay. Only one more mana. 2 manas. Thank God we killed these 2 creatures, otherwise the cradle would have been absurd. This turn would have been so great for them. Oh, that's all? Nice. Okay, so we can either chase the Mind Sculptor, Brainstorm, put some, if we find an untap land, we can play the Mind Stone, otherwise we can play the Temple of Mystery. Or if we play the Muldrifter, we are going to draw 2, then play a land, so we are going to go to 8, then 7, so it should be also fine. The problem is if we play Jason Marainstorm, they can adapt it and kill it. So, yeah. Otherwise, no, playing Mindstone doesn't really do much. Yeah, I'm just going to draw cards with Muldrifter. Yeah, ignite the land. We can pass. So yeah, putting Chase the Mind Sculptor dead doesn't really make that much sense. Okay. Rexage. Okay, we don't really care about the Monolith. I mean, I would prefer to have it, but whatever. So we can play Wilderness Reclamation, pass with Negate, Essence Capture, Cyclonic Rift too. Otherwise we play Chase, bounce this. We need to jump here. Yeah, no, going to Wilderness Reclamation. We just attack, we're not going to be blocking. I think I'm going to just Essence Capture this. We just need to make it to Cyclonic Rift. Okay, they should be adapting the Incubation Druid. Oh, nice. It's so bad for them. Okay, now next turn we can play Mindstone and on our end step Cyclonic Rift, I think. Let's see, we have 10 mana because Winner's Wreck is broken. Float 5, then 2 we have 3, so yeah, we can play Mind Stone, Cyclonic Rift, and Counterspell, if my count is correct. And since we are going to Cyclonic Rift anyway, oh wait, we don't want to Cyclonic Rift, they have this Reclamation Sage. Yeah. So maybe just Jace, Brainstorm. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was pretty rough for them. Let's see, they are a Elf Ball kind of deck. Bonfire looks pretty good, and so does Electrolyze. Yeah, so maybe we remove something else. We probably need one more mountain to make that work. Let me check what we can remove here. Let's take out two things. Mythos. Yeah. And maybe like Expansion Explosion. We didn't see anything to copy, so this is a bit worse, and I prefer to have Bonfire to kill all their creatures instead of just one and draw a couple of cards. Even though Expansion Explosion is a great card, I just want to have better cards against them. Okay, this is a nice draw go kind of hand. Just hope they don't have an Axerantor one. And they do. Oh wow, we're super dead here if they have a lot of lands and some payoff. Sure. That's all. Okay, weird. Treachery, okay, we are a bit far away from that. Okay. So you're definitely an elf ball kind of deck. So I'm thinking of just bouncing this. Maybe we just wait, because we can hold up as a capture. So if they cast a good creature, we can counter that. Okay. We can counter that. Okay, Gaia's Cradle, so we were correct in countering that. Nice. So we are going to play the island so we can hold up Thassa's Intervention. We're just trying to not die until we can cast a Treachery on something. Harmonize. We can... They have 1, 2, so they can actually pay for Thassa's Intervention. Sure. Sad, but yeah, they accelerated so much. Hex Drinker. We can't still counter that. Once upon a time. Sure. So they played really well against our Thassa's Intervention here. So we can cycle the Thoughts intervention or just bounce like Hex Drinker. The thing is, this is 2 mana worth of investment. I prefer to bounce the Hex Drinker. Wait, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they can actually. So we actually, I think what I'm going to do is cycle this and yeah, put in hand, and then bounce it when they are leveling up in response, and just holding up 2 bounce makes more sense. I just want them to level that up and then bounce it, so then they replay it and we treachery it and we win with that. So they are at 1, this goes to 2. Now we try and bounce it. Right, this goes to 3, it has protection from instance. So now we bounce it, they can replay it and level it up again. That should be fine. Finish. Okay, we can kill that with a Cyclonic Rift. Okay. We actually want them to level up the Drinker, so we don't have to. 4 mana. Great. Nice. Okay, so I could kill this. That removes them from some amount of mana. Now we play the land. We treachery this. Now we can level this up once, twice, make it protection from everything. Oh! Oh god! What? Oh, didn't think about that. Okay, let's just draw a couple of cards then. Okay. That was the worst play in recorded history. I waste a card and 2 mana to make this protection from everything. You're welcome, opponent. Yeah. I played it so well until I just did whatever just to die, horrible death. And we already used our Cyclonic Rift, so we don't have that out. We need to draw the... how's it called? The evacuation. Do not die now. So... yeah, we should have won really easily there, just have a 4-4. We can't draw anything. We are going to die. Yeah, I'm going to just concede. Yeah. That was so stupid. Yeah, they had the Vivian Reed, so they could have just killed the treachery, but at least it could have been kind of okay. So Mythos of Luna. Copying the Hex Drinker isn't that bad. Not so sure about things. Yeah, I like where we're at, I think. I like the Mythos, but I don't know exactly what to take out. Okay, we have Alexandria, so I'm going to keep. Should I start with library? Yes, otherwise I can't draw turn 1. Turn 2, I mean. So if they have fast bond and a lot of lands, then we are in trouble, but that's, I think, the only hand they can have that really punishes us. Okay. So they have a tutor for the Gaia's Cradle. Incubation Fluid, okay. We can bounce that. Don't think we need to. Just going to play a land and pass. We have the counterspell, the negate. We still can draw a land, a card with the library. Just work towards this Mindslaver. Okay, nice. Do I care about this? Yes, I think I do. I'm going to first draw a card. This is too much mana. Okay, so I can bounce that. Is there a value on that? They paid 2 mana. I'm going to bounce that, I think. Okay. We're going to find, temple or something. Petty Theft, this generates 2 mana. So you can play a land, hold up, negate, and counterspell. Or library, embracing borrower, so that's a kind of a cool sequence. Let's try not to make a lot of mistakes if possible. And the next turn we also have evacuation, so maybe just let them resolve things. They just replay the Archduke, then we can also just Spencer this. This is like a time walk. We Spencer this, they have 1 mana. Should be pretty annoying for them. You. Okay, they play the temple, so yeah, even if they had they needed to have like forest and 1-drop to be able to do the thing. Here I'm going to just first draw a card and then play the land so we don't lose the library train. Spellseeker. Yeah, no, I'm going to just hold up 2 counterspells and Bracing Borrower. Yeah, just counter this. Yeah, we don't need to do anything here. Misty is pretty good. Draw card first. Have 3 mana, so they can't adapt. So yeah, I'm going to do Vanillion Click on their upkeep, or draw step rather. This deck is so annoying, it's incredible. So they have this Whisper, Glimpse of Nature, Tooth and Nail. So can they Tooth and Nail there now? Right now they play a land, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they can Tooth and Nail. but I can negate that. So I think I'm going to just take the base Whisper. Play land, of course. Range Hermits, nice draw, nice draw. So that gives them 5 mana extra. Yeah, nothing I can do, I don't think. That. Does it change anything if I bounce it in response? They will have 3, 4 mana instead, but they can't tooth and nail or anything, so I'm just going to let this resolve. They don't even attack, which I don't believe it's correct. Now I'm going to just pick the Triumph. Yeah. 6, okay. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I didn't take a picture of my deck. Let me check then. What can we fetch? Here we have Essence Capture, Negate we have in hand, Counterspell we already used, Cyclone Rift. Maybe Fire Ice, I don't really remember if I can fetch it or not. Thassa's Intervention, yeah. I just play the land, pass, like hit with a Vendilion Click. They have a lot of mana, but we can evacuate at any time if things get dire. They don't even pay the eco. Interesting. They play a forest. They probably will entwine the tooth and nail. So I could let this resolve and then evacuate. I'm just going to counter and bounce everything. Okay. Do I bounce everything? I can also play the Brazen Borrower. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to attack with both. You can try to tempo them out by Cyclonic Rifting at end of turn and then just having lethal, or Spellseeker for fire if that works, I don't really remember. And as long as they don't have something broken. Yes. I accept. And just yeah, Cyclonic Rift with Overload. Yeah. Nice. We tempo them out. Here they could have just played the Incubation Druid to not die, but yeah, they were really, really dead. So let's go to the next one. Alrighty. Match number 2 against... bad choice. Nice name. I'm going to be playing first. This hand does Stone Cold nothing. I'm going to mulligan, I think. Yeah, this hand is better. I'm going to keep maybe pitch either Evacuation or Cyclonic Rift. Probably just Evacuation. I think Cyclonic Rift is generally better. Play Triumph first. Check that I'm recording. And okay, they are mulligan to 6-2, so this is an even matchup then. Though both players mulliganing usually benefits the player on the draw because they have a bigger percentage of cards than the opponent. Okay, another green player. Like it. I like the treachery. If they play something broken, we can steal it. Even though we won't untap everything, still is just fine. Looter. Scooter. Yeah. I'm going to just probably bounce that. Not now though, I'm just going to wait. Maybe they go for an aura or a Might of All Cross or something weird. Yeah, that play is just a tempo play, make them use their mana again, basically. Yeah. Okay, Awakening Song is pretty great. Yeah. Oh, nice, Alans. I love those. Let's play this. Chase. We can play Chase. Yes. We will use the Green Monolith mana. We will have 2. I think I'm going to keep it on top. Maybe it's a bit greedy, but I'm a bit greedy, so. Awakening Zone is kind of difficult for us, and if they have a Gaia's Cradle, then it goes off like hard. There's a similar one that puts 1/1s instead and costs like 4. I like that even more because it's kind of a threat generation against Control 2. We can also just bounce something if we need to. Yes. Luther Illicore. Okay. So right now the Jace is not good, looking that great. We can play it and look at the top instead. It's kind of bad, honestly. Maybe we just played Brainstorm. And yeah, if we find a blue, we can bounce something when they attack. So okay, library is not that great. I like the Mind Stone. Probably just put a couple of high drops now on top, like Mindslaver, then Treachery. Yeah, go like this. We have bounce now open. So if they attack with the Paradise Druid, we can bounce it. Two mana and summon. Pretty great, don't lie. But this keeps the Jace alive, at least for now. Karn, that's annoying. At least these are not artifacts, so they can draw cards, but they won't be able to play like a amazingly big creature. Yeah, this is a 1/1. They kind of need that so they can pressure the Jace. Replay the Paradise Druid, nice. So I could steal something, but I will steal like a construct. I don't really care about the construct. So just we can bounce that with Chase. Then play the Benzer on combat, bounce the Looter, block the Paradise Druid. I'm just trying to take the most advantage possible from my cards. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So we are not able to play Benzer and Brazen Borrower same turn. you can take a forest. So Duskwatch Recruiter is pretty good. We can trade here. Now we have a Jace active, they don't have threats. We can also just crack the Mindstone now, but just waiting them to cast something big to Treachery. Wow, this is big. Okay. I will probably steal that and uptake the Jace so it doesn't die. That's 5 mana to do that. Then we have 5 more mana. We have the yeah, I don't want to crack it. I don't remember the yeah, my slaver. So first take them. No, you can keep that. Steal this. Then we can cast the Mindslaver. Next turn we can steal their turn. Everything's looking fine. They can attack the Jace, but it doesn't loot. Yeah, they're going to attack me. They can loot the land if they want to. So these combos with Palinchron and Kelferis doesn't really combo, but I think Peregrine Drake is also in the queue. So they still have an island in hand, so interesting. They can downtick, find the Duskwatch Recruiter, play it. It's all fine and dandy, but I can just steal their turn and attack into the Deadeye Navigator. I can't really attack the Karn because they can just champ block. Hardcast Typhoon. Yeah, I don't know how I beat that, honestly. Okay, so let me think. Can bounce here, attack the Karn, kill it. Take their turn, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. End up with 3 more manas. So yeah, I think I like that. Just killing the thing, stealing their turn and try to make the most of it. Probably just play the land so we can play the Brazen. Remand. Okay. So we can make them waste the remand. We can remand the Brazen Borrower on purpose. Oh, the problem is if we cast remand then they are going to get this. So what can we do? We can attack with the looter and then loot the remand. Wheeler Row is also good. Now we cast this. We can pair this up, but this... Oh, we can steal this forever. Yeah, I'm going to pair them. It's pretty cool. So we know they have the Wheeler Rogue. I'm going to first just brainstorm. Thassa's intervention is pretty great. We're going to just put these lands. Yeah. We can crack this, play the land. Nah, just going to play this, attack, hold up the ice, the fire ice, and the Thassa's intervention. So that Mindslaver turn wasn't that great, but at least we removed that remand from them, which is useful. Okay, I'm going to fire now, I guess. So they have 2 mana, so we can counter unless they pay. Yeah, just tap everything, I guess. Now we can play around things. We're doing this. X2, so they have to pay 4. Don't. What? Oh, I thought I chose wrong. So yeah. Just in case they have like days or something, you know? They play the... Oh, Inquisition Drill, okay. Okay, nice, nice. We can put these 2 here, play the land, play this. Find a counterspell. Yeah, so we can't find the expansion explosion. Interesting to know. Yeah, play the counterspell, just attack. We can flicker this at any time to pair now with a Spellseeker, and that's pretty great game. We find another counterspell if we need to. I'm going to just counter this. This is return to the battlefield under your control. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. We lose the treachery. Nexus of Fate, awesome. We can bounce this, attack all that should be lethal unless they have something. But even still, we have Nexus of Fate to just make sure we have lethal. Okay, nice. Let's go to the second game now. So they are playing... Oh no. Kind of a weird one. Luther, the Awakening Song card. Let's watch Recruiter. Yeah. So Ancient Grudge doesn't really look that great. Thinking the Ice might be useful, they have a lot of tokens and they are a bit slow. Electrolytes looks great. All Fire 2. I think we just bring those 2 in and return. Okay, maybe Yeah, maybe we do the same thing we did before. Bring one more mountain now that we have a couple of hard red spells. I like the Mythos, it can copy something they play, so that's a great play. Negate looks great. I don't know exactly what to remove. This is kind of difficult. Maybe it's evacuation? Is that crazy? I think it's kind of we are changing the bonfire for the evacuation, so maybe that's okay. Okay, we have library. I'm going to keep. We also have Fire Eyes, which seem great against them. Okay, more lands. That's not particularly great. Okay. I'm going to play the Crag, pass, discard an island. This let us cast fire next turn. Okay, we drew the bonfire. So this is 3 mana, we deal 1 damage, basically. So I can do it now. Yeah, I'm going to do it now. Every man, that's fine. Yeah. I mean, it's not fine. I prefer to not have to discard a land, but we have so many, it's okay. They can now adapt it. They should adapt it now, otherwise we can, in response to adapt trigger, fire it. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, I think I'm just going to pass, discard a land. Maybe I should have. Okay. Yeah, that's the issue. They should have done that when I was tapped out. I can mouse this EOT too. So next time we can. Wilderness Reclamation Library is kind of nonsense. I like that combo. We need to remember to first draw if we are going to Brazen Bore or Fire it. Let's see what they play now. 5 mana. Adapting it. Weird. First draw card. Can respond with fire here. So you need to have like 1 mana counter. Okay. Weird play. Now we can untap, play a land, draw a card, Windrose Reclamation, pass the turn. Now we have access to library and counter spells. This is pretty great. Next turn we can copy the Wilderness Wreck if we want to. I think it's a bit of overkill, but fun to do nonetheless. Champion of Wits. Yeah, I'm not counter, I think. I still have access to Brazen Borrower to bounce something. Like a Luthor Gore. Nice. Yeah, I like an untap land here. So we have 4, so we can play the Mind Stone and the Nexus. Right? Yeah. Yeah, of course we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can also play the Brazen, I think. 6, 7. Oh, we can't. Okay, that's fine. Nexus of Fate, get an extra turn. Okay, now we can. Yeah. Going to crack this, I guess. Nice. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We need 7 and 3, that's 11. So I think I did my math right there. So now here we just float manas. We draw a card. Oh, we should have drawn a card. Whatever. 7. Yeah, I counted horribly, but it's fine. We've been playing solitaire for a while now. This is pretty good, pretty good. I guess we should just hold Drifter. Play the canal. And yeah, I forgot I had an opponent for a while. I'm not going to do anything end of turn, I don't think. And I'm going to draw step click because to add insult to injury, you know. And probably just discard. Bonfire is a good way of finishing the game. Mindslaver is also pretty good. Just discard here and here. Yeah, my opponent is kind of bending. They had a kind of bad deck. Sorry, a bad deck, no, a bad draw. But nonetheless, we still won this one, so let's go to the next one. Alrighty, we are in the finals against Garrock is Life. Fitting. Yeah, let's go on the play here. So we have a nice draw. We would like to find red for the Fire Ice. I don't want to let them know we have a minion click if possible. They're mulligan to 6. So there looks to be a couple of really good elf ball kind of strategies. I'm thinking of that because of the name of my opponent mostly. Expansion Explosion. I don't think so. I just want a red source or something like Jace. Forest, of course. Didn't expect less. We could ice that forest. But I prefer to just hold it because it seems to be pretty important to have a fire in this format. Reclamation Druid looks like something bounceable. Okay, we can essence capture, but I'm probably just going to play the Brazen Borrower. Just let them have the elf. I think I prefer to counter something more relevant. Yep. Yes, Cradle. Nothing else, okay. Can we cast this? Okay, cool. We can start hitting in the air. Drawing land there is pretty great. How do I want to play this? I think I'm going to upkeep Ice their Gaia's Cradle. That way they can't adapt it, so we cut them off possibly a lot of mana. We also have the Cyclonic Rift just in case, and Essence Capture is also good. Misty, that's okay, that's good. That can be our 5th land drop. Oh, sorry. I could steal that, but I prefer to just counter it. Just in case. You can never be too sure. Also, they have a Gaia's Cradle, so I really want them to not have more creatures in play if possible. Spire Bluff. So I can play Spellseeker, Misty, and hold up Counterspell, OG Counterspell. I think that's a great play. Badonk. A 4-2 flyer is way bigger than a 3-1. It's incredible. Yeah, let's just play the Spellseeker. Yes. Find just Counterspell. We can fetch for blue if we want untapped, or Ketria Triumph if we want tapped. We have the red source in play. In hand. Silver Library. I think that's fine, honestly. Just don't want them to go off. I want to tempo them out if possible. Quirnels, kind of a bad elf. I think I just let them have that too. Choose blue. Okay. Sure. That's fine with library. I mean, if you have infinite life. So we have 5 mana. We can steal something. I don't think it's necessary though. Thassa's Intervention is great. Just going to attack with both. They won't trade because they have the Gaia's Cradle. They are dead in a couple of turns too, and we are not that far away from casting Cyclonic Rift Overloaded, which, by the way, I would love to have this in the Vintage Cube. I think it's a pretty strong play, for control of course, and also just the tempo play of bouncing something at instant speed. It's pretty relevant. So this one I think I'm going to counter. That way we have also the Thassa's Intervention if necessary. Okay, I could cycle this, but there is no need to do that. T-click is pretty great. Yeah, I don't want to attack there. After they do that, I'm going to b-click them if I don't see anything relevant. What's this? Beast within. Yep. You get a beast. They probably don't have anything. I'm still going to target them. Blow under heroic intervention. Heroic intervention is kind of annoying. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, I want to remove the heroic intervention so I can bounce them and kill them. Just play to win. Okay, so they found a land, so they are dead basically. They can adapt this, but they can just bounce it. I can bounce it now too. That's good enough because we hit them for 3 in the air, either with 1 or with 3. So yeah, okay, nice. Again, same kind of the same deck we faced a couple of times now. Basically this remove the this one which we never actually cast, and something else. We normally remove the evacuation. Yeah, they seem to be an elf ball, like evacuation could be useful. Maybe it's better than treachery. Not really. Well, maybe mythos is worse than evacuation. We didn't saw anything we wanted to steal. Or maybe copy. Okay, so we have counter spells. Run the draw. Yeah, I'm going to keep the bonfire on my hand is kind of worse. But paying 3 mana for kind of electricity can be useful against this deck. Taiga, nice. I'm going to start with island so we can hold counterspell or negate next turn. Let's just hope they don't resolve something great. Oh god. Rofelos is pretty rough. So we can't actually bonfire now. Maybe we play just the monolith. So next turn we have 3/6 mana to bonfire, which is equals 2, right? No, I think we need to hold the counter spell, counter whatever they play, and then untap and bonfire them. That sounds great. So yeah, Rofelos here is pretty nasty. Oh yes, please, more. Incubation Druid. Sure. They can have a 1 creature. You don't even attack like that. Yeah, I need to play the Taiga and play the bonfire. LOL. Next turn we can play library, but we can't actually activate it. We could have countered the Incubation Druid, but I was worried they had a lot of mana with Rofelos, so okay. That's annoying against our counter spells, not gonna lie. But we still have the Pensor. So I think we play the library, hold up Pensor. This doesn't counter, just bounce. And if they attack, we can also ambush, which is great. We can bounce a land if they play one. If they don't, there is no need to do that. Nice. Yeah, for sure I'm going to bounce now. We can bounce the Incubation Druid. Basically a time walk. Okay. Come on, yeah. Let's go. That was great. Now we can play the monolith and build for a great blue suns. Nice. First cube ever, and we get a trophy. That's super nice. I'm glad. I'm glad because this deck was pretty nutty. Yeah, I liked it very much. Let's see if we can view the previous deck. So we only faced green, like mono green decks, and counterspell, SS capture, evacuation, even cyclonic rift. All of those cards were great against that specific deck, but we also had other good cards, like if they play big creatures, we have Mythos, Treachery, Venser to bounce it and tempo them out. We also had like Forbid to lock them out if we draw a lot of cards. We had the Wilderness Reclamation Nexus Fate combo, which we did in one game and it was absurd. It was pretty fun. And we also had a couple of good win conditions in just drawing a billion cards with Blossom Zenith, or killing them with Expansion Explosion, or with Flyers. So yeah, this ended up being pretty good, fun. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and see you next time.